Catus Maximus here. A little video about the worst pair of utility lineman style pliers that I've ever seen. These are like mini lineman's pliers. These are 6-inch ones. We have a set of Klein D2000. These are like professional. These are professional 9-inch ones. But really what caught my eye, these are test rites. And they're made in Taiwan, which actually is known for making pretty decent tools, but these surprisingly are not decent. They just seem a little bit odd. The handles seem just a little bit undersized and short for how large the head is, but really what makes them the worst is just this absolutely horrible wavy finish. Didn't grind the flashing from, they are forged, but they didn't grind the flashing very well on the inside. On the outside you can see this flashing. When they forge, they're actually taking a hot piece of steel, or even cold forging where it's cold, and they actually squash it in a very powerful press. And that's how you can tell forging is when they squash it, it squeezes out this little lip here. If something's cast, then it has a very thin, fine little lip. That's how you know a piece of steel or anything else is forged. But you can just see how uneven the forging is. The handles actually aren't centered along the head. And this ridge here, they barely hit that at all. This is like a raw cut, because when they forge it, the flashing actually sticks out quite a bit. And then they have a die that comes down and like slices it off. And so it appears that they may have ground the inside. The outside is just like left raw. And so that ridge is really uncomfortable, really bites into your fingers. Handles feel like they have a lot of flex. I mean, on something professional, we can see like you can just see the hint of the forging line on these Kleins right there. Nice and centered, nice taper. The handles kind of seem proportional for the size of the head. Plus the seal doesn't seem to be that great. I used them just a little bit and actually dinged up the jaws pretty good. I kind of like the idea that they have this kind of extra underset or recessed section, so it kind of looks like a, or works like a slip joint pliers. God, I'm always forgetting my words. And then they do have these shear cutters for cutting heavier duty stuffs to lessen the likelihood that you'll damage these interior cutter jaws. And to tell you the truth, I wish brands like Klein would include that. And the joint actually seems decent. It's probably been broken in, well, I shouldn't say decent. It's decent in this range, and then it gets super tight. Anyway, as far as I can tell, for utility pliers, these are the absolute worst ones, and what really sets them off is these handles. These handles are just the most unfinished and rough that I've ever seen. They go right along with this cast adjustable wrench. The worst ratchet I've ever seen. This thing is just absolutely horrible. Or the worst wrench that I've ever seen, which just has this, which is almost the same level of unfinished. And so, kind of adding to my collection of the worst tools that I've ever seen, this goes right along with it. Anyway, I probably avoid test right tools unless you see them at a garage sale or a junk store and they really look exceptional. Otherwise, I wouldn't, go out and hunt or buy any of them. Not at least based on this set of pliers, that's for sure. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. Until next time, Catus Maximus out.